The WNBA. It's a league that has circulated in drama and controversy. Unfortunately, I've already made videos on that, and I didn't think I was going to make another WNBA video for a while. I was wrong. Thursday, which ironically is when I posted the Sophie Cunningham video, and having the live stream of the Hall of Fame game, I've been very busy. So I'm making this on a Saturday, 2 days after the game. And I'm going to just talk about my thoughts and opinions because on a lot of other platforms that I've posted this, people have come at me and not understanding, I guess, the word physicality or contact. Because we definitely know there's physicality and contact in the sport of basketball. Is it as high as the NBA, or sorry, the NHL or the NFL? Absolutely not. Those are contact sports. That's a part of their game. Basketball, it's a different kind of contact. We've seen players, be physical before, and it's just a part of the game. Now, yes, you're not supposed to take people down. You're not supposed to push people. You're not supposed to tackle people. That's understandable. But people are acting like Asia Wilson ran over Caitlin Clark and did it on purpose. And let's just hold it a second. I have been against and for Caitlin Clark in her career so far. I was defending her against Angel Reese because I was like, you're hands down better than her. It's not really a rivalry because we know that she is the better player all around. But she does complain a lot, and that's something that I've had a problem with. She complains too much. She complains way too much. Yells at the referees, yells at her coaches, yells at this, and it gets annoying. And the media definitely overblows it, and I think it overblows because she wants to be the face of the league. And if you're going to promote and have all these people promote that, hey, you're the reason people are watching women's basketball, well, then this is it. Like, people are going to, if you're the reason why people are watching, well, you need to put on a high level, attitude. You need to set an example, And let's look at this play because we're going to look at this. This was Chelsea Gray's game winner. And, oh my. And we're going to watch the deflection, which is the play in question. And here it is. So let's just watch for the crowd. We'll turn the audio up a little bit so you guys can hear it. And here you go. Asia Wilson gets the block, steps forward to try to get the rebound, or at least try to get the deflection. And then Chelsea Gray calls game, and the Aces are your winners, and the world went nuts. And when I mean the world, I mean the Caitlin Clark fan base. Now, before we go on and talk about some stats in the game, let's just show this picture real quick. Actually, no, let's not show the picture first. Let's show the picture after this. So let's look at the very close-up version of this. Here's the close-up. All right. Defending, boom, bam. And now let's look at this in slow motion. Watch the left hand of Caitlin Clark. All right. Everything looks normal. Boom, boom. Just trying to go one-on-one against the real face of the league. That's okay. All right. I'm going to attempt this weird pass against multiple-time defensive player MVP. Holds the jersey. Still holding the jersey. Gets her arm locked up because Asia's going up for the ball. And everyone is calling mutiny, mutiny, mutiny. The league is against her. The league is against her. And I'm going to just tell you right now, it does not take a mathematician. It does not take a scientist. It does not take, it really just takes some level common sense of the game and of the sport to just understand about how this play happened and why they just decided not to call anything. Well, first of all, let's just look at a few things. That's a hold. And last time I checked, I remember seeing during the game, not only the bench, not only the Fever's coach, not only the fans yelling in the crowd, but it's mainly the fans on Twitter that were complaining that when Smith, I don't remember exactly who it was. I think it was Boston. This was late in the fourth quarter, or maybe just early in the fourth quarter. Happened in the fourth quarter. She held the jersey, and I can admit she did hold the jersey, and they were yelling that there was no call. Okay? Well, here was your freebie. She's grabbing the jersey. Not even a little bit later, Asia's now trying to get ready to go up and go after the ball to get both hands secured on the basketball. While doing that, Caitlin still had the jersey and then hooks her because Asia's now trying to go up for the ball. And in that motion, the flop, the beautiful flop that I honestly think should be on a trading card, and then the recovery by the best player in the world, Asia Wilson, the real face of the league. But we're not going to mention that. And let's just all remember, Caitlin had a very, very, very bad good game. And what I mean by that is she had 20 points. That's solid. Now, is that like the greatest thing in the world? No. Like, I mean, compared to her teammates, I believe she only had, she was second in points, maybe. But it's not like she had a bad game. But this was the most damning evidence. You had 20 games or 20 points, and this was the worst. She had 8 turnovers that cost 14 points. That is rough. You cannot give up the ball that many times, and the points are the most damning thing. And let's just look at all the stats. You had 8 turnovers. You had 7. You were 7 for 20 shooting, 2 for 10 at the 3-point line. You got subbed out for defensive purposes because we know her defensive game is not her strong suit. That's not, like, I don't want to bag on her too much for that because it's like, well, everybody gets subbed out for defensive purposes. Like, sometimes there are just some people that are just better at defending than others, especially bench players. Like, bench players, one of their biggest thing is they know that you're not going to contribute. You know, if you're not going to contribute points, you got to contribute something, and it's got to be on the defensive side of the ball. And it's missing those 2 free throws that really cost the game, and then obviously led to the turnover. And then this was interesting. Stephen A came out and said had said some interesting things that I actually want us to sit and chat about, because this was a very odd thing to just have out of nowhere.
I mean, I'm a fan of Caitlin Clark, but the best player on the Indiana Fever is Kelsey Mitchell. It's time we acknowledge that publicly. That's not disrespecting Caitlin Clark. She can play. But the point is that it's Kelsey Mitchell that's averaging 24 a game. It's Kelsey Mitchell that's averaging, I believe, it's like 3 less turnovers per game than Caitlin Clark. It's Kelsey Mitchell that's shooting about 43% from 44% from three-point range compared to Caitlin Clark's 34% three-point range.
Let's just keep listening out here.
From the field. She's more efficient from three-point range. She protects the ball better. I mean, and then I'm even looking at free throws right now. Yeah, Caitlin Clark hits 86% of her free throws, so it was shocking to see her miss those free throws last night. But Kelsey Mitchell's at 85% for the free throw line. What is it that she doesn't do? This is the person.
Probably the person they would rather have the ball.
Caitlin Clark is the box office attraction. Make no mistake about that. But Kelsey Mitchell is the better player for the Indiana Fever. So says this year and what we've seen in terms of her level of production.
And something that we really need to look at is really important. Not only this, I've been saying this for now a year. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say this. Caitlin Clark is getting called the face of the league for doing nothing. Congratulations, you brought in a new fan base that is delusional. That is all you did. Because there are the people that watched WNBA before Caitlin Clark, which is people like me. I've been watching since 2020. There have been more people experienced than me. There are people that have a better understanding and have watched this for 30, 20, multiple years. And I haven't even hit 10 years yet. But, you know, at the end of the day, 2020, I've been watching. I supported no matter what. I have only had 3 years of Caitlin Clark. That's fine, right? Like, but the thing is, her first year, yes, she did okay, dealt with injuries, dealt with yelling at the referees and all that stuff. So not going to go crazy there. Last year, she got hurt. And in my opinion, when she got hurt, that Indiana Fever team did way better without her than with her. And it started to happen earlier this season because I think we forget. We were almost a game away from the Indiana Fever going to the WNBA final, but they lost to the Aces. And a big part of that was that Kelsey Mitchell like just went down. And Mitchell is the best player on that team by far right now. People get arguing or arguing, well, she should be in the MVP category. She should be, Caitlin Clark should be an MVP. No, it's really Mitchell. She's the one who puts in the work, I feel like, more than anybody else. She is the better player on the team as of now. Caitlin still has a lot to learn. She still has a lot to deal with. She still has some adversity that she's got to build towards. And I think that if we're just going to keep handing her things and handing her these titles, she's not going to be able to handle it. Because I just genuinely don't think she can. She needs to show that she's the dominant player on the court. Just because you can shoot some threes is great. But you need to work on overall your entire game. I don't understand a world where people are like, well, her game doesn't matter that if it's polished and that no. Look at Asia Wilson. She's the best player in the world because she's got these multitude of things. She's great at rebounding. She's good at defending, blocking, stealing. She is a point getter, and now she's working on a part of her game that has not been the biggest strength, which has been what, you ask? The 3-point shooting. And if you can just make a couple threes a game, that's all you need, especially if you're that dominant from her. And Clark's abilities are not just terrible. Like, first of all, I think her assist making and playmaking very good. I don't think you could argue that. I think 3-point shooting, I think her time to 3-point shoot is where she struggles. I've watched many games this year of Caitlin just shooting up threes, and I'm like, dude, I get that you are pretty much from anywhere past the 3-point line. You shooting is probably a good opportunity, but I just feel like there's many times where she tries to go for her like record breaking shot in college from getting it deep, and everybody just thinks that like I'm just gonna hit that every single time, and then that's why when she goes from 2 for 10 at the 3-point line, it's not good. She got some points off of steals, and I think she's doing really good at that. Defending is a problem for Caitlin, that I think she really needs to put some work in. But the flopping is a problem. You're never going to get anywhere when you flop. You're never going to do anything. I mean, SGA, yeah, but the thing is, SGA is just so different when it comes to that. And I've had people yell at me about this contact. This isn't a flop. She got assaulted. She got assaulted by by Asia Wilson. I was called a racist, which is kind of crazy. The fact that I was defending Asia Wilson. Interesting. Um, I didn't know that was a thing, but okay. But by a older white lady, she called me a racist because I was defending Asia Wilson, and I thought that was comical. Um, that was on TikTok. If you guys want to go check that out, I believe the comment is still up. Um, which is same title, same everything, and I definitely think that this was a flop by Kaylin, and because she got out physical in that moment, the referee really cannot do anything because they could have called a hold, they could have called a hook. And honestly, if you're going to call one of those, if not both of those, then what you're not going to allow the little contact. And honestly, the only reason contact is initiated in the beginning is because there's a hook and Asia's getting out of the hook. So if you're really wanting to make all these excuses that why Caitlin's butt hit the ground, there's a simple reason for it. You want to know what it was? The referee just decided, you know what? We're not going to call anything because all of this is due to one action. If she doesn't hold the jersey, the hook doesn't get applied. The hook doesn't get applied, Asia doesn't break it loose, and you fall on your ass. And let's be honest, this is a there's no way the action that Asia did, which was very soft. We could rewatch the video if you want. It's a very soft action. There's no way she used that much force in one arm to make you do this. To make your body go from this to that. There's no way. And if you're that weak in this league, man, I don't know how long you're going to last if you cannot handle contact like that. And people are going to say, well, you're biased because you're an Aces fan. Honestly, at first, I was like, wow, we're lucky we didn't get the call because I thought she did push her. But then when I saw the replay and the alternative versions and looks, I was like, oh, well, like she hooked her, she did that. So at the end of the day, referees are going to hold their whistles. And especially in a moment like this where it's like, they're just going to let it ride. Like, they're just going to let this ride, especially with how this game went. These are two very solid teams. Caitlin has a lot to learn, and one thing is she needs to get a little more physical. Like, she should have gone up for that ball. She should have fought for that ball. In best case scenario, you'll wind out most of the clock. It's a jump ball, and then what? Even if you lose it, they still have to go the other way with it. I think that this was you got to be smarter, and I know she's smarter than that. So Caitlin needs to relax on the flopping and get some things figured out. Let me know what you guys think. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
You being edgy just fuels my fire. Let go my ego, elevating higher. Talking sports, reigning supreme. Slaying every game like it's a dream. Never let go of this ego I hold. More than enough for me and my amigos go. From the diamond to the ice rink, I run the show. All eyes on me wherever I go. You dropped the ball, I caught it all. Save the game when I got the call. Yeah, I'm the champ, the ruling ace. Let go my ego. Winning every race, the sports world's mine. No time to fall. King of the game, hear my victory call.